Politics again, 5 weeks into the Iran war, and President Trump is already asking for even more military funding, like a whole lot more this week. The White House requested $1.5 trillion for defense in 2027. With this and more is Alex and Mustafa with me on the show. We're going to try and unpack this. Welcome to another political show.
Okay, so not only is he asking for 1.5 trillion next year, he's going to cut 15 to 30 trillion dollars, maybe even up to 70, metaphorically, from next year's budget for social and human programs for war. And this year, he's asking right now, he's asking for 200 billion. And something tells me that the Democrats and the Republicans are going to push that 200 billion for the war against Iran. Now, if you're going to spend this much money and you're going to take away money from human programs and education, we have to believe that there's a threat from Iran. I don't think so. When Trump ran for president, I thought, didn't you even believe it? I believed it. I wore Trump hats. I said, Trump is no longer going to do wars.
Yeah.
He may kick out immigrants. He may be anti-human, but he's not going to do wars. But he's actually the king of all warriors, because he's putting America. And when we look at the war in Iran, I don't see any need for it. Now, here's the worst part. There was a video that was uploaded, which Trump didn't mean to be uploaded, and they've taken it off of the internet now, but you can still find it. He told his donors, childcare is not our priority. Childcare is not priority. Healthcare is not our priority. Our priority is to fund wars. Now, I'm going to give him credit. He's saying it's to fund wars because he thinks it's important to save America. But he said it's not the federal government business to take care of childcare. Leave that up to the states. Now, in America, when you pay state taxes, you also pay federal taxes. So what he's saying is that even though people in the states have to pay federal taxes, we don't care about childcare. So what he's saying is that children aren't important, schools aren't important, welfare. What's important is to spend money on war. And let's not be fooled. When you spend money on war, it's not really going to fight Iran. It's going to make the weapons manufacturers and the warmongers and the banks rich. I live in America. Father, you've seen my neighborhood. In my neighborhood, there are houses which are $1.6 million. People pay a house $1.6 million. And I live in the area where defense contractors live. These people make $40,000 a month, and they create bombs. I'm not going to say any names, but I work with a kid. I said, what does your grandma do? He said, she makes bombs. Every day, his grandmother gives him $50 for Uber Eats. She's doing that because she makes bombs, and she's getting paid because our tax money is to the point of 1.5 trillion is to pay for weapons manufacturers, not for war, which is why America's getting his ass kicked. The reason America's getting his ass kicked in the war now is that the money that was supposed to be going for the war went into the pockets of the people who make the weapons, and they don't care if you lose. This is a serious issue. Trump said to his donors, and his donors agree because his donors are weapons manufacturers, we're not interested in childcare. That's not our problem. We're interested in money that goes to you for war. What are your thoughts, Alex?
Yeah, I think it basically reflects what he actually cares about. If you're willing to drop billions on this hardware, but tell parents to figure it out when it comes to finding safe, affordable places for their kids during the workday, your priorities are upside down, which is crazy because it's frustrating, and it's what keeps the economy and families running. So if now these people now to leave their jobs to take care of the children, who's going to be working towards bettering the economy? Who? Trump. Who else? Who's going to be taking care of the children?
No. And the children. So there's a story in New York last year where people were taking their children to daycare, and the daycare was selling drugs, and the children died because there was fentanyl under the pillows.
I imagine.
Take your children for daycare, and it's a drug dealer who's doing the daycare, and under the pillows there was fentanyl, because fentanyl is a very strong opiate, and it went into their skin and killed them. So the question is, which one is going to kill more Americans, Iran or lack of daycare, or lack of proper daycare? So you have to take your kids to drug dealers and stuff to watch them. I thought what's going to kill more Americans, Iran or the internal economy?
It's the internal economy now.
It's very simple. Very simple.
Internal economy.
It will be different.
And we can see it already.
If Iran bombed America and killed Americans, then I'll say, okay, we can't take care of our children because we have to fight the greater enemy. But Iran was meeting with the U.S. for peace meeting. Iran has never attacked America, but
No,
they said
no.
America, you have too
It's
many.
never been on the agenda.
But
It's
they said
never
you have
been
too
on
much
the
uranium.
agenda.
So let's have a meeting. So Iran said, let's have a meeting. Then the Americans bombed them during the meeting. And also when Trump first came into office in 2016, the Iranian General Soleimani, was meeting with America to say, let's have a peace agreement where we won't develop our nuclear thing. They killed him and they said, see, we're smart. We told him, let's have a peace meeting. Then we killed him. So it shows that America just wants to have war with Iran. And we all know what it's for, Falabi. What is this war about?
We know that this war, yes, is all about oil. And he
And
mentioned
also,
it
not
quite
just oil,
brazenly.
not just oil. If there's no wars, American bomb makers don't make money. So they just pick wars so they can make money. So that's U.S.'s economy is mobilized towards war so that the rich can get richer off of war. While the soldiers die, they shot down American airplanes. The reason they're shooting down American airplanes is because the money that's supposed to be going to help the military is being pocketed by the politicians. So this is a double problem. You're fucking over your citizens at home so they can't have jail care. And even your soldiers that are fighting while you're making profit, you're not giving them the proper machinery. So you know what they call this in Nigeria, Afalabi, 419.
Yes,
It's a scam.
it is.
It's a scam.
It
Take
is.
money to build the military. You don't even build the military. So now you're fucking over the soldiers and you're fucking over the children. What are your thoughts, Alex?
Yeah, this is all it's an oil hedge, basically. Whenever we know when there's a conflict in regions like, Middle East, we all know it's about oil because also the oil prices spike. So it's not just oil though, like you guys said, it's this 1.5 trillion isn't going into a vacuum. It's going to the pockets of this military people and also these politicians. And they're literally trading American children daycare and the clean air, because also cutting the the EPA thingy for the
environment.
Yeah, that fuels a global oil market. It's like a cycle designed to keep the power concentrated at the top, while the rest of the American citizens, or us, because we're also affected, were being told to be patriotic and ignore the fact that the math doesn't add up for the working class. It does not add up.
No.
And it's just really frustrating that people are going to suffer for this. The American people are already suffering, actually. It's so sad.
And I would argue that Trump saying that we don't have money for childcare, but we have money for a war with Iran is unpatriotic. Because, and if I remember, wasn't that Trump's, he said MAGA, make America great again, America first. He said that to be a true American patriot was not to spend money on wars. It was supposed to spend money on domestic.
He said so. Yeah.
That's what he said.
He's a hypocrite.
That was the strongest campaign mantra.
But his argument is that, I meant that, but now Iran is a threat. It's a lie. Iran is not a threat. Iran has never attacked America. And even now, as Iran is fighting America and Israel, they're only fighting them to defend because they bombed. They killed their leader, Khomeini. They started off by killing 120 girls. So Iran is fighting America not because it hates America. It's fighting America because America
it wants to exist. It's existential.
Yeah. Alec, you saw it. Trump said that in South Africa, they're killing white people, that we now need to deal with South Africa. Afalabi, you heard where Trump said that if Nigeria is killing Christians, they'll come in and attack Christians. This is America's playbook. They look at another country and say, you're hurting your people. They told Iran, you're hurting your people. We're coming to help. Here's my question, Afalabi.
They gaslight us.
Yeah, they gaslight us. So here's the thing. We're coming to help Iran from their bad government by killing children. you see this? Iran, we're coming to help you. We're going to bomb your children so that we can make your government surrender. Let me tell you, Iran, Nigeria, South Africa, you only have one enemy in this world. And it's not even America. It's not the American people. It's the American government. What are your thoughts, Afolabi?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And if you look at the way he's going about this thing, it's obvious it's all about oil. And I mean, the whole idea of the war is because they know the US is more energy reliant. And because of that, they want to squeeze other economies at the expense of other economies. The US wants to squeeze them because of this oil thing. But basically what I want to focus on is that because of these tariffs, already a lot of services and prices of essential goods are going up. medical supplies. Recently, we announced a 100% tariff on brand name pharmaceuticals. Now, this is affecting a lot of people. People don't have access to Medicare. It's becoming too expensive. Now, you want to shift the burden of this to the states. I don't know how the states are going to handle this. The states cannot print money like the federal government. Now, when there's a recession, the revenues from taxes dry up in the states. People may lose their job. Most of the social programs that help pay for daycare will be eroded. Now the states have to run a deficit. So it doesn't make any sense. Why would you transfer such a burden to the states? Daycare is a massive expenditure for any country, and it's not one that you should take lightly. It's labor intensive. So why are you now putting priority on defense at the expense of the state? And you can imagine someone like Marco Rubio saying that even Iran did not spend their money. He was saying that he was criticizing the Iranian government for not spending its money on healthcare and serving its people. You know, this was exactly the day after Trump mentioned this. You can see the hypocritical statement that is coming from a set of guys that said, okay, it's America first. We're going to stop all the wars. All this mindless expenditure on our foreign policies, doing wars all around is going to stop. And we're going to focus on the middle class and lower middle class. All of that has been eroded. Tariffs have gone up, the cost of imported goods has gone up, and the consumer, which is the American people, is suffering for it. And then you come up with this idea of this humongous amount at the expense of daycare, which will be a huge burden on the states. I mean, I don't think this was something that they really thought through. This is naive and quite frankly, very hypocritical.
You know what we call this in the Bible? It's called child sacrifice. This is child sacrifice. This is the same thing as child sacrifice, where you take your child to Baal, who's the god of fire, and you feed your child so that you can make money. Because what they're telling you is that American children aren't important, but Israeli children are important. Ukrainian children are important. Hexef goes to the stock market before the war and bets on it. He's important. American children aren't important. I don't know. Let me ask you, Alex, has this war increased the price of transportation in South Africa? I don't know. The fuel and everything.
Yes, it has.
Yeah. So all over the world, this stupid war that Trump has done. Falabi, has it changed the price of transportation and
fuel
in
the
country?
Week after week, it has increased by almost 100%.
Same thing here. So we know what's going on. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. And Trump just said it.
You know, the bulk of the oil coming into Nigeria is basically still imported. So it has affected the price.
It has to be refined in other countries.
Yes, it has to be refined in other countries. So
if you refine oil in other countries, that requires energy.
It requires energy, so it's affecting prices as well.
Here, check this out, though. Trump's son, who is 18, just invested $30 million in a company. Where did his son get $30 million at the age of 18? So what Trump meant was that the children of childcare for poor people is not important, or for middle class. That's basically what he's saying.
Yeah. That's a president. That's a president for the people.
Yeah. So we're done. We don't have anything else to say. Our channel is pro-American, so we're just asking Americans: do you agree with what Trump says? And if you do, you might need a mental health care check. Alex, we love America. We love Americans, but we're worried about your mental health. Alex, any last thoughts? Then Falabi will take us out.
Yeah. It's really crazy, and also the fact that he wants to reopen Alcatraz, the prison.
Oh yeah,
he wants to spend $152 million, but he's claiming there is no money to fund essential things like childcare. It's honestly it's disgusting. It's not okay.
Doesn't make sense. It's
wrong. It doesn't make sense, right? And it was closed because it was expensive to run. So he's basically throwing it in your faces that I don't care about this case. I don't care about education or the environment. I don't care. You guys will see yourselves, basically.
And the reason he wants to open Alcatraz is that when Trump was running for president, the prisons people, the prison companies funded him. So he just wants to make money for them. That's all. All right, Falabi, take us out, man.
Transactional. It's been another wonderful political show. We've been discussing Trump and his demand of $1.5 million for the defense in 2027 fiscal year. And from trillion, sorry. And from Alex, Mustafa, and myself, we'll be back again. Yeah.
You know that 1 trillion is not even Nigeria's whole budget for the year.
It's not.
I'm serious. Not even South Africa. South Africa might be about 1.5 trillion.
Yeah.
All right. So you got a nice one. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Bye.